We're a mere 7 days away from one of the biggest wrestling events of the year. Let's talk about it, shall we? I'm John Retton with my predictions for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 16 Night 1 and 2 events. There's Starrcade, there's Super Bowl, there's WrestleMania, there's Super Clash. Maybe just take that reference, tuck it over to the side, all the way over there, in the past where the AWA is. And even though Super Clash 1 had its decent moments, Super Clash 2, Law of Diminishing Returns, Super Clash 3, the snake bit show that it was, and Super Clash 4, where everybody got on the floor and worshipped and made fun of the dinosaur of a promotion that was the AWA. But enough about that promotion, because it hasn't been in existence for just over 30 fucking years. Let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling's landmark event, taking place over 2 nights for the 3rd straight year in a row. Now, I understood when they did it for Wrestle Kingdom 14. That was a big goddamn deal. Not every match clicked, but most of the matches clicked. Then the pandemic hit shortly after that. And they've gone, through refining processes and everything and done their best to have as many people in the building. And they can't cheer. They can clap. They can stomp their feet. They can make noise other ways, but they can't cheer. And it kind of takes away from some of the matches. But a lot of wrestlers have done their absolute best. Hopefully, maybe, we can get past this and we can get back to New Japan Pro Wrestling crowds, full-throated cheering and just going absolutely insane. Or in the case of, when Kenta interrupted Tetsuya Naito's, victory, wanting to absolutely kill the guy. But we're here to talk about Wrestle Kingdom 16, and I gotta be honest, guys, they probably could have done this one in one night. I get it. They want to give more people a chance to work, but there are some matches where I'm like, I really don't care about this stuff. But I, again, would love to know your predictions in the comments, please. And one quick note before I dive into that, because we have freak winter weather happening, and we're doing what we can. I'm having to possibly work some extra shifts, and things are going to get better. But if I have to work extra shifts and can't watch this stuff live, the reviews may be delayed. Check out my Twitter, and I will do my best to, keep you guys updated. I plan to try to watch them live, but no promises. So let's crack on with the predictions. Since they just did a press conference about, like a number of hours ago, and they announced that Shibata's match will be catch wrestling rules, which is good. I want him to be able to wrestle, and I'll talk about that match here in a little bit, but I'm glad they're not going to do the strike stuff, because given the shit that happened to him and what led to him having to retire at Sakura, right after Sakura Genesis, it's a good thing. But anyway, let's talk about the New Japan Rambo/Rumble, and the Final Four advance to the KOPW Fatal 4-Way on Night 2. I don't know who the fuck's in this. I don't really care. I'm guessing Yano, Kanemaru, Fale, and Chase. Why not? I mean, maybe we get another face in there. I don't know. I don't know who else you could get in there. Maybe get Suzuki in there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Suzuki will be, even. I don't even know if Suzuki's still going to be on the card. That's a little bit weird. I imagine he'll probably be in the match. I don't know if he'll be in the Final Four, but I got Yano, Kanemaru, Fale, and Chase. Why the fuck not? Let's get to the grudge match, the big grudge match. Sho versus Yo. Roppongi 3K explodes. We have Sho, a member of the House of Torture faction within a faction of Bullet Club. Boy, factionception. Bullet Club's not interesting. Let's make a faction even less interesting than that. House of Torture is kind of a cool name, and that's it. The House of Torture actually comes from having to endure all the bullshit and all the interference and everything that keeps happening in Sho matches and evil matches and all the such. But anyway, Yo had a terrific performance against Hiromu in the Best of Super Juniors finals, and did some other good shit. Even though I wasn't able to review it, I was able to go back and watch some of his matches. He has really stepped it up. I want Yo to win. I do. Now, it's possible that he will, because both these guys are working on Night 2. I just think Sho's going to win. My heart says, my heart says Yo, my brain says Sho, and I got to go with my brain there. I mean, I want to go with my heart, but I think they're going to have some bullshit. I think Yo's going to have a good performance, but I think Sho's going to start off, with making the crowd like, oh, this is going to happen. So then we get to Rocky Romero, Taguchi, and Tanahashi versus ELP, Taiji Ishimori, and Kenta. Previews of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship matches, as well as the U.S., or the match, 2 title matches, U.S. and IWGP Junior Heavyweight tag titles. And I got Bullet Club. I think Taguchi's probably going to take a pan. I mean, I would be a bit surprised if Bullet Club didn't pretty much just dominate at least, like the early part of this. And since House of Torture is, within Bullet Club, I think they're going to start off by I don't know, Taguchi will probably take the pin or something like that. They'll do some comedy with ELP doing his loaded boot thing. And that's what will happen. So Bullet Club will win. And then Naito, Sonata, and Bushi versus United Empire. Ospreay, Cobb, and Okan. Hi, Bushi, you're here to take the pin. And that's what you're going to do. United Empire wins. Whatever. So Shibata, I don't know who Shibata is going to take on. I don't think they announced it at the press conference. They're going to keep it a surprise. It'd be really cool if they somehow manage to get Bryan Danielson over there, but they're not going to have Bryan Danielson come over because he's got to have a match on January 5th with Wangman Adam Page. No, I don't think it's going to be Danielson. I would pop for it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Shibata, I don't know who the hell Shibata is going to take on. I got Shibata winning. He should. It's a comeback match. I don't know how many matches he has in him and how many matches will allow him to do, but Shibata winning would be the best call. It'd be a great way to pick people back up if any of my predictions are true so far. So we get Tomohiro Ishii versus Evil, Never Openweight Championship. I really hope that Ishii wins this, mainly because there's another title match involving Evil on night 2. I want Ishii to retain just simply because he could pass the Never Openweight Championship on to anybody besides a sack of shit Okan or Chase Owens, really would be, or Evil. Take those 3 out and that's fine. I don't really care who he drops it to, but just he shouldn't drop it to Evil because 1, Evil already has a championship. He doesn't need 2. The last time he had 2 championships, that didn't exactly work out all that good. And I want Ishii to win, and I'm picking Ishii to win. I'm really hoping that I'm right because if I'm not, I'm going to be pretty pissed off with night 1. And then that takes us to Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. Miho Abe apparently is going to be there. Hooray! And they're taking on Goto and Yoshihashi. IWGP Tag Team Championship match. Okay, Goto and Yoshihashi have another match a little bit on night 2. That being said, I don't think they're going to win here. It would be... I just don't... I mean, I love Goto. Anytime I get to see Goto wrestle is great. And Yoshihashi is fine in tags. He's not interesting. His bow staff's more interesting than him. But I have Dangerous Tekkers winning. I think Yoshihashi's probably going to take the pin. It is what it is. Dangerous Tekkers should retain and drop them to a more credible tag team. Even though, again, I have no problem seeing Goto in the ring. Would love to see him hold more gold. But then he'd be Goldo, which sounds like a Power Rangers villain. I think that, honestly, Dangerous Tekkers are going to win here. And then we have Hiromu Takahashi versus El Desperado, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. I have Hiromu winning. I wouldn't be opposed to Despi retaining, but I think Hiromu is going to get the victory. That's going to send people home happy. Oh, wait, we have one more match. It's the main event. The main event, Shingo Takagi versus Kazuchika Okada, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. The winner faces Will Ospreay on night 2. Oh boy, more on that here in a bit. I have Shingo winning. I would have nothing against Okada winning. It'd be cool. Given what I think is going to happen on night 2, I think Shingo's retaining. Just because of the story. Shingo's been calling himself is the world champion. He won the vacant title, and then Ospreay's been saying he's the real world champion. But he hurt his little neck and he couldn't, continue and everything. And then decided to prove that he kind of an idiot and really is just playing a heel more than actually being one. It just doesn't come across as real. That being said, night 1 is in the books. I have Shingo retaining. So we go to Wrestle Kingdom 16, night 2. Tiger Mask, Robbie Eagles versus Rocky Romero, Taguchi. And versus ELP and Taiji Ishimori. I have ELP and Ishimori winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships because fuck it. The belts don't matter. They don't. They got more teams here. I'll say that much. Eagles and Tiger Mask are certainly an interesting team. I think they're going to, again, start off with Bullet Club. They're going to try to heat Bullet Club up even though it's like heating up ashes. It's not going to work. But I have ELP and Ishimori gaining the titles. Again. So then we get the Stardom match. It's Starlight Kid and Mayu Iwatani versus Sayuya Kamitara. I'm pretty certain I butchered that. And Tom Nakano. Starlight Kid and Iwatani. Iwatani is actually about the only name I sort of recognize. I won't know anything about these women, and I'm not disrespecting. What I've seen of Stardom, I respect the hell out of them. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to watch Stardom. I barely have enough time to watch 3 promotions to keep up on them as it is because of work and everything. But I hope the ladies are going to show off. I would have rather that they had done a starter match on night 1 and on night 2, but beggars can't be choosers. Give the ladies at least 10 minutes, and that's going to be something. So then we get the KOPW 4-way. Yano, I guess, is going to be kind of Yano's thing, where he's just going to be the KOPW champion, then he'll get beat, then he'll win it back, and whatever. So we get Yoshihashi, and Goto versus Sho, Evil, and Yujiro, Never Openweight 6-man champion. Okay, we're getting this title match. The Never Openweight titles that mean even less than the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, because at least those have prestige. These are just there. I have Sho, Evil, and Yujiro retaining. Because why not? I mean, because Yoshihashi, Goto, and Ishii lost them. If Yo were to, I mean, you could be Yoshihashi, but, that was a terrible pun. You could have them win it, but then it would just be taking the titles. Oh, let's just give them back. Give them back. That's it. I don't know. I just don't think it's... I think it's going to be Bullet Club. It's going to be a lot of Bullet Club stuff. And I'm not going to be too happy about it. Because I'm kind of sick of Bullet Club. I think that's where they're going to go. It's going to be a heel-heavy edition. But, well, except maybe for the next match. Sonata versus the Great Okan. For the love of God, please have Sonata win. Have Sonata win, because Okan does not deserve a win at Wrestle Kingdom. He's not any good. He sucks. Fuck, that match against Tanahashi, at Wrestle Kingdom 20? Wrestle Kingdom 20. Wrestle Kingdom, 15 wasn't very good. And, oh boy. Geez, botching these goddamn numbers. Maybe it's because it felt like 2020 lasted for about a fucking decade. Maybe my brain's still there, even though we're almost in 2022. Sonata will win. For the love of God, have Sonata win. I wish Hanare was wrestling on this goddamn show. Is Hanare injured? Because I know he was wrestling in World Tag League, but do they not have a spot for him? Is he back in quarantine in New Zealand? These are questions I would like the answer to. I hope he's all right. I love Hanare. But Sonata's going to win. Naito versus Jeff Cobb. I have Jeff Cobb winning. Why? Because Jeff Cobb fucking deserves a big Wrestle Kingdom moment. Because he did fucking terrific work in the G1. Great stuff. One of my favorite wrestlers of the year. Top 3 easily. And I just did my top 3 wrestlers. Or top 30 wrestlers. I did, that list and my least favorite list. And I'm doing other lists that you could check out on the Countdowns playlist after this if you'd like. Jeff Cobb will win. Honestly, if Naito won, cool, but does Naito need it? I think Cobb needs it more. I think they're around the same age, but as far as stature, Cobb beating Naito would be a bigger deal. So we get Tanahashi versus Kenta. No DQ match. IWGP US Championship match. Kenta is going to win somehow. Because why not? He just won the US title recently, shockingly. And him retaining it would probably be best because I really don't think that Tanahashi needs to hold it. Again, after beating Archer, who just won it from Moxley. Hope Moxley's doing all right. It'd be kind of cool if Moxley would show up against Shibata, but I don't think that's really going to work because he's still in rehab and doing his stuff, and I hope that he's healing up. Wrestling comes second. Hopefully his health is getting better and time with his family is doing good. He's doing good regardless. Kenta's going to win. Since it's no DQ, we're going to get weapons and we're going to get stuff like that. If Tana wins, cool, but Tana's near the end. Kenta has his injuries too. I think Kenta with the U.S. title would make more sense. Kenta and Guerrillas of Destiny are like the 3 cool members of Bullet Club. And then we get to Shingo or Okada, but I have Shingo, versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And this is where they can decide, where Gato can decide something. Does he want to go with Shingo that will probably have a lot more fans tuning in? Even, Shingo is somebody that can, cross some barriers, even though Will Ospreay, yes, he speaks English and that kind of stuff, and people do know the name Will Ospreay. But given a lot of the shit that Will has done and a lot of the bullshit that's gone on, do they really want to do that? Do they want to gamble with that? They already had such, their buzz is so low. They got the TV, whatever the TV station is, that's, copyright striking almost everybody to a degree, to the so much that there's the possibility of some fans just being completely turned off from sharing anything about it. I barely saw anything about World Tag League and Best of Super Juniors, and even when I was, watching them, when I was watching the finals, on demand a little bit later, barely anything. The G1 didn't have a whole lot of buzz, even though there were some really good matches in it. New Japan needs to go with Shingo. If they go with Ospreay, they may have a lot of people cancel their New Japan Pro Wrestling subscription, their world subscription. They may lose some money on this. They're making money. hand over fist with their TV deals and stuff like that, but they need a more international audience. And I just don't think that Ospreay is going to be the moneymaker they think. I'm not saying that Ospreay can't wrestle. I'm just saying that Shingo would be better, because Shingo having a super long reign would be great, because it would be real world champion in Ospreay against, the real world champion that is Shingo. I just think Shingo's the smarter choice. I can definitely see them choosing Ospreay. And I'm just going to say right now, if they choose Ospreay, if they go the directions I think they're going to go with Ospreay and also with Bullet Club, you're going to be seeing decidedly less, New Japan content from me, because some of this stuff has been a slog. Some of it's been great. When it's great, it's great. But when it's bad, it's been really bad. So let's see what happens at Wrestle Kingdom 16 Night 1 and 2. Again, I will try to watch them live, but if I can't, the reviews will be up later later on those days. Agree, disagree, what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.